Hello, Gabriel.
Hello, Martina.
There's a fear in me because I don't know what we will talk about today. And there came this idea into my head that I could be your mother. I'm 55 and you are 30. My daughter is 29, so you could be my son.
Yeah. I already had this thought coming through my mind at some point. And somehow I'm glad with the mother I have. And with the starting the calls, I also have this fear about what will come now. And there's somehow, I'm not taking so much responsibility for the space since you're the person interviewing me. So it's like, you have to come up with a topic, and usually you say the first sentence and you ask the first question. And you build the skill of opening up spaces. And this is a question I also asked my mother, I think 3 weeks ago. You have children. And what did you decide to have children?
Why?
Yeah. Why did you decide, okay, now I wanna have children?
Mm-hmm. Do you ask me that?
Yeah.
Mm. I think it had to do with feeling myself as a woman, to be able to get pregnant and to be mother, as if I would not be, as if it would be like a confirmation. Okay, this woman got pregnant. She must be a woman. As if that would be an evidence that I am a woman.
And did you feel that you were ready for it? Like, did you consciously decide, I want to have a child now? I want to be a woman, and now is the time to, I don't know, maybe proof is the wrong word. Maybe it fits. I'm not sure.
It was more like that I had some stories and imaginations inside of me how it would be to be a mother. That I thought it would be like that or like that, and I had no idea how it really would be. But I built on that stories that I had in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would have known how the first 2 years with a child would be. I don't know if I would have made that decision, really made that decision to get pregnant.
This topic of having children is something that's on my mind a few times maybe once a month or so. Because like I'm 30 and like I know that I can have children in 10 years, and like I want to have children at some point in my life, and I don't feel ready at all. Like there's this, I would like to have children sometime in my life. This it's not in my now. And I think it's just a fear that, yeah, maybe it's just a fear that it will never be in the now, that it will never be the right time for it, that this thing will never happen. That's why I asked my mother, and that's why I'm also asking you.
Why is that? Why do you have that fear? What is behind that?
I think it's also because I have some expectation on what age the women would be that I would have children with, and like, and then like how, I don't know, I don't want her to be so much younger than me, and then it's like, okay, in the 30s is like the time to do it. And then I also want to get to know her before I just get the child with her, right? So this, like, I don't know, maybe it's just maybe it's just the culture we live in that is like, somehow it's time now. It's time to think about children for me as a man also.
Do you think about your way of living? Are there ideas that as long as you're living this life, there is no way to become a father?
No, I wouldn't say so. And I don't see myself as a father right now. Yeah. It's a lot of responsibility, I think. And yeah, I think it's possible to do it while somehow searching for the next step. I think people have children the whole time, even like 16-year-old teenagers have children, and it works somehow, or single mothers, or families, or very old people also, like in the end of the 30s or beginning of the 40s, still have children. So like, I wouldn't say it wouldn't work. It's just like, yeah.
Do you remember, is there a point in your life where you had that experience of, now I'm grown up, now I'm a grown up? Do you have a special time in your life where you thought, okay, now I am a grown up person?
I don't think so. At 18, I somehow I realized that I'm 18 now. Like, I had the rights of being out till 4 a.m. and then go to school next day, because it was my responsibility. My parents didn't interfere anymore as they did before. And it didn't necessarily mean that I was grown up.
Really? They stopped with interfering after your 18th birthday?
Yeah.
Exactly on that day they stopped?
I'm not sure. I had a couple of friends this time, and they picked me up in the evening. He had a car, and then we drove around, or just talked, or whatever, into the however long it took, and wherever we would be drawn to. And shortly after my 18th birthday, I remember that when I was coming home at 4 a.m., it wasn't anything said the next day. Yeah, this limit was gone.
On my 18th birthday, I called my parents and said, I will leave your house now on my 18th birthday. It was very hard for my father because his answer was, you are no longer my daughter. And the first thing that I bought in my new flat, I rented a small room. And the first thing that I bought was a glass of Nutella, because we never had that at home. And for me, this glass of Nutella was for me like a sign of my freedom, of my new life, of my Eigenständigkeit.
And did you feel like a grown-up then?
That point was much earlier. That was when I was 11. I had this experience. I was standing in the garden, and there was this. It was not a sentence in my head. It was like I saw that it was so that I am grown up now. I was 11. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Gabriel.
Thank you, Martina.
Bye-bye. See you next week.
See you next week.